We want to say thank you to our sponsors, Watchman Cigars, Operation Decisive Victory, Webmerized, and this week's episode is brought in part by Free Lunch Coffee. Here at Southern Fried Philosophy, you know we have a heart for people and their stories. Another group of folks that have the same heart is our friends from Free Lunch Coffee. They have a heart where no child will go to bed hungry. To do this, they are selling some of the world's best coffee and giving 50% back to make that happen. You get a delicious cup of coffee. They get to help a child eat. What better way to start a day knowing that you are helping change the world? When you buy just one bag of Free Lunch Coffee, you're providing 10 meals to children in need. Their coffee is specialty grade, certified organic and fair trade. They offer 100% back your money for 30 days. If you don't absolutely love their coffee, they will give you a full refund and you get to keep the coffee. Free Lunch Coffee is offering a 10% discount to our loyal listeners of the podcast. Use coupon code Southern Fried at checkout and check out at freelunchcoffee.com. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, where it's our take on life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy. And you, the listener, are invited to come up on the front porch, grab a beverage, and sit a spell. We've got a great show lined up for you, as always. But before we begin, let me introduce you to our starting lineup. Running the Facebook Live and the YouTube channel and manning the chat, it is Magic Man.
Hey, everybody.
At the control deck is our producer, Brian.
Hey, guys. Make sure you go check us out on Facebook at Southern Fried Philosophy and on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at SFP Radio.
And I, of course, be your illustrious host, Biggin. And how about you? This may be your first time watching or listening to the podcast. You say, what is this all about? It is our take on our life, our perspectives, and the things that we love. And believe it or not, we don't always agree with each other, but at the end of the day, we still love each other. And on this episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, Biggin's going to explode on some face masks. A man forgets how to get $300 million. And our special guest, Mr. Foreman, a veteran with an incredible story. All that and more on this episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. Just some upcoming guests. Next week, we have Vin Singh from Free Lunch Coffee, our special sponsor for this week's episode. So you'll want to tune in for that. It's a great story, cool heart, and amazing heart for kids. So make sure you do that. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube, we would appreciate it. Just click the subscribe link. You need to get those numbers up. Producer Brian, there's some reason why we need to have 100 listeners. Subscribers.
Yeah, it gives us some more features, I think, on the channel. Yeah, 100 means you're legitimate, I think. And then
Right.
I think the next step's like 1 million.
Ooh,
They send you like a box of chicken nuggets or something.
how about it?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll do anything for a box
Right.
of chicken nuggets. Hey, if you have your own podcast or you want anything audio or video related edited, check out our friend producer Brian. Email him at headlines@SFP Radio, and he will hook you up and do whatever needs to be done. So try that. Want to say shout out to our listeners from Germany. We had one listener from Germany this past week, so thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. And we still need listeners from North Dakota, Alaska, and Vermont. So if you're have a friend, just make them listen to the episode, just one, because we need to fill in all 50 states, and those are the last 3 that we're missing. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to kick off the show like I do every week. Magic Man, how you be doing?
I be doing pretty good. Glad it's we're recording this on a Thursday night, so we've got Friday tomorrow, and then looking forward to the weekend, man. It's been a pretty brutal week.
Absolutely, just work related.
Yes, did a planning session over this week. Had 14-hour days, and so I'm ready for a little bit of a break. But unfortunately, I do have to work on Monday. So,
Ooh.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm
There you
glad
go.
to. I'm happy to be employed. I'm
Absolutely.
not going to complain about it. So
Nice.
Good. Absolutely.
Producer Brian, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad to be back. Again this week. You guys didn't fire me after last week, so that's great.
It's all right. You did. It
Yeah.
was okay.
Yeah, last week was the leftovers episode, so we thought, why not just use leftover audio from YouTube? Don't record anything. It was kind of a dry run, I guess. Right?
Oh, yeah.
No one's listening anyway. So
No, you did a great job. All of us. What happened at the end of the show is producer Brian goes to hit the stop button because we record the shows. He's like, "Oh, guys, I didn't record the show from Zoom." So that's sometimes where I can get audio from. And then Magic Man and I both looked at each other and was like, "Yeah, we didn't record our side either." So you did some type of magic, man, and you pulled, no pun intended, Magic Man. Producer Brian pulled out all that audio and did a great job. So I don't know how you do it, but it was
yeah,
fantastic.
it wasn't the quality or the standard, my standard, but it was, I think, decent. We had a great guest. I think it's still a pretty good episode.
Absolutely.
So I did find something interesting this week. It's unrelated to the leftovers, but
Okay.
my wife sent me this earlier. But I have a new follow. I've been kind of interested on Twitter. So there's this celebrity from the 80s you may or may not be familiar with. He had kind of a black beard and a mohawk. He's a wrestler. I think he did some football. He had some interesting phrases. His name was Mr. T. I don't know his real name.
Oh,
Mr.
yes.
T. Remember him? Yeah.
Yep. I pity the
Well, apparently he's come to Jesus.
Good for him.
He's tweeting some pretty inspirational things out there. But I've kind of come up with this like little game in my head when I read these tweets.
Let me ask this: is
Sure.
is this Kanye come to Jesus, or like Billy Graham come to Jesus?
I don't know. I mean, this looks like not self-promotion come to Jesus.
Okay. This is Mace come to
Just some of his
Jesus.
tweets, he just says, Jesus said, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, Matthew. So what I've been doing myself as I read his tweets is I just add the word fool to whatever he says. So the last one, Sabina overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Fool. So that's just kind of the game I'm playing with myself when I read this. It's been, it's fun for me, introvert, not talking to people. So.
Is it kind of like the same as when you get a fortune cookie and then you just add in the bathroom after?
Yeah, there's different versions of that in the bathroom. But you can say fool after that,
Oh yeah, maybe.
My favorite fortune cookie ever was said, beware of cookies bring fortunes. So yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, right.
Mine was don't eat the chicken. Whoops. Should have told me that beforehand. Magic Man, any good fortunes that you've gotten from a cookie?
Gosh, I can't think of any off the top of my head. I've had a few though. Of course,
clearly not.
I don't know
impacted.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing memorable. Of course, there's another version of that. I don't know if we want to say it on the show since we're family friendly, but we said in the bathroom at the end.
Yeah, in the bedroom.
Yeah, or in the bed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're not going in the bathroom in your bed. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Guys,
it happens.
Can I tell you? It happens. By the way, I love that FedEx commercial where it says ship happens. I'm like, every time I hear that, I'm like, oh, okay. So very clever of you. Way to go. Can I tell you guys something that burns my biscuits?
Come on.
Let her rip.
So we drop small batch off at daycare, and I'm thinking I've got a pretty heavy week of stuff that's coming in. Like I've got to get some stuff knocked out. I'm typing on my laptop, getting my stuff done. And all of a sudden the message comes up and a message alert from daycare. Those are the ones you got to read immediately. Somebody was tested positive in her class or in like the first grade class. So now come pick them up immediately, instructions to follow. What do I do? with a 16-month-old at home while we have to work. And like, you can't just tell her, hey, go watch Peppa Pig and sit down for 8 hours. That's that's not going to work. I can't just give her a can of beans and a can opener and just say, figure it out. You can't do that thing. So
Don't tweet about it and you're probably fine.
I can't, probably. But then I got to thinking, like, what happened at this point? Like, why are they getting positive? Because some knucklehead, and I don't know if it was a kid, I don't know if there's a parents, I don't know who it was, but some Yahoo decided, I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm just going to let it free flow. I'm going to just willy nilly somewhere, and that passes the virus. And then now, before I was like, the mask thing, it frustrated me to see people walking around without the mask. Um, but now, like, it's impacted my daily life. And this week has been a struggle because and I'm just going to say the word, some asshat decided not to wear a mask. And it really, really frustrated me. And so here's the deal. I don't care if you think COVID is even real. Other people think it's real. People are like getting tests and it's positive. So something is happening, right? I don't care. Wear your stinking mask, people. And I'm not telling you, oh, let's wear it and put it under our nose and, oh, look at me, blah, blah, blah. Like, wear the thing properly. I am so sick and tired of you. Oh, I've got it looped over my ear. Well, that's good enough. No, wear your mask. At least have common decency to care about other people, because you may not get it, but you know what? Little Joe in the class is going to pass it along and freak everybody out and make my kid have to stay home all week. No. That ain't working. Put your mask on. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Enough said.
Preach.
Ooh.
I don't think you'll get any disagreement between producer Brian and myself.
I mean,
yeah.
What, 4,000 plus people died the other day, right? Was that what the number? Like the national in a day?
Listen, we can even argue is 0.5% of a fatality, is that enough to shut down the government? We can have that conversation, but not, oh, I'm just gonna like not wear my mask and just yippee all around. Like, I'm frustrated.
If we all did the masks, we could probably keep things more open and would have to stop shutting things down if we just kind of sucked it up. I don't like wearing one, but
No.
I've gotten used to it. I don't leave the house a lot, but when I do, it's there. And I've got the nice ones that have been handmade with the filters in them, and then I've got the disposable ones for the liquor store because I don't want to just single use.
Right. It to this point, I am sick and tired, and I'll see people walking around, and I'm like, hey, I need you to put your mask on. It's ridiculous. Y'all, we're adults. Don't talk to me about your like, oh, it's going to invade my civil rights. You know what my civil right is? Being able to work. And I can't do that because you knuckleheads won't put your mask on because I got to watch my kid. Appreciate you. No.
Yep. It hits home for everybody eventually.
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm frustrated at this.
How do you really feel?
But speaking about people that burn my biscuits, let's talk about these Capitol riots. We didn't talk about it on the first show back. We said, all right, we're not going to get political on the first show. We're going to have fun, blah, blah, blah. But a week has passed. Things have calmed down.
Well, fresh then too. Like,
right.
Yeah, we didn't have all the facts.
Knee-jerk reactions. We want to have all the facts.
Yeah. Some of them, more facts anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use the A word again, but y'all. All right, producer Brian, Magic Man, I've talked enough. What are your thoughts?
We'll let Magic Man go first on this one.
Put me on the spot. Now I'm choking.
Yeah, there you go. Now he's choking it up. Oh, there you go.
All right, there we go. All right,
I've got a cough.
Yeah,
that look bad. Don't.
I do. This is crazy.
Bad.
I was sick right before New Year's, and then still have that cough. It's kind of a pain. But anyways, no COVID, by the way. It's a frustrating time right now for sure. I guess my opinion is that we're governed by a two-party system that's constantly doing battle, but they still don't, in my opinion, have the people of the United States in mind. It's about all about their special interests. So one side you have large corporations and lining their pockets, and then the other side you have special interests and wanting to line their pockets. And it all just it doesn't do anybody any good. There's the common person who's just trying to make a living. We can't. We're doing it okay for the most part, other than those who unfortunately have lost their job because of COVID. But um, you know, I guess my thing is you should always take the high road, and the other Wednesday was definitely not the high road. I understand the frustration, but I mean, come on now, let's not you know vandalize government property just to make it, and that goes for either side.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Anytime you
that's
start destroying things is that's
yeah,
when it's a problem.
exact. Yep.
And it was supposed to be a protest. And yes, you
Hmm.
had the right protest. Protesting is not mean breaking windows in the Capitol building and rummaging through congressmen
Stealing and
stuff and sitting in their chairs or taking podiums or whatever, like that's looting. That's what you're doing at that point. And for me, the Capitol building is like that's I'm not sure which bill that's on, but that's on some of our money. That's like a symbol of our democracy. It's like
That's my
literally
tax
the
money right there.
symbol of our
yeah,
democracy. What it's all
Yeah.
about is the most votes decides, and that's what's always been. We've been a pillar for, well, we've been the example to the world of what democracy is supposed to look like. And then when you don't have the respect for that, that's what you've lost respect for the democracy that this country was built on. It's just spitting in the face of
yeah.
what everyone's fought for so many years.
And and the irony though is you're fighting to save the democracy by trying to overturn the democracy. Like, I don't understand your logic on that, sir. Like, why are we fighting, trying to make something the democracy is not voted for to make that happen? Like, it's anti-productive for the actual democracy of the country. Your man lost. And let me be clear, like, those people were completely lied to. They were told lies. They believed them for whatever reason. And they thought that they were doing the right thing. They thought that their leader was telling them to do that. And, that's what you get. So we don't support that. We know we say life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy. But that's not it, y'all. I mean, it's a democracy. It'll be 40 years, maybe 8, and then it'll switch back. Y'all just calm down. It'll be okay. You made it. People made it through Obama. You'll be okay. So,
And that pendulum tends to swing too,
absolutely,
back and forth. So the United States has been in a conservative time. It's been in a liberal time in the middle. But I don't know. For right now, it kind of scares me because we are so divided. Just the polarization is. I can't think of any other time in history that we've been this polarized, even in the '60s. So
yeah,
it is kind of scary that this is happening. And I blame social media. I blame the media, which is funny because we're kind of part of the media, I guess, doing this podcast.
right.
Yeah,
But we're not owned by one of the large corporations, so we can.
Yet,
We're pretty. Yeah, we're free to kind of say what we want to, but I don't know, it's just scary because I remember a time when it didn't matter what side of the spectrum, what side of the fence you were on. Yeah, you may disagree on a few things, but then okay, let's continue this cookout, or let's have give me another beer.
Right.
Whatever the case may be. And now it's like, oh, you voted for so and so, or you believe for so and so. Well, I can't talk to you. We can't be friends. Marriages have broken up over it. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like it was there's this tension in the whole. Everyone feels it. There's this, and I mean, you guys, we were talking about it offline last week a little bit, and it felt like this could have been a spark for something, but it wasn't. I'm thankful it wasn't, because it was unsuccessful, basically. But it was this moment where it's like, even the, you can say right and left, Republican, Democrat, whatever, even like a lot of Republicans are saying, no, that's not the way we need to do things.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the moment where I was like, okay, we have a chance here, because you have extremists on both ends, and this was definitely an extreme side of things.
Absolutely. I did think it was funny just how quickly Congress was able to like gather up all their folks and get people from the other side to do the impeachment because it impacted them. But like, to try to do a stimulus package, oh no, let's take a bazillion years to talk about that. Like when it impacts them, boy, they could do stuff quick.
Right.
But
how it works.
But the American people, we got to think about that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you, Magic Man, is the fact, like, I think that they've lost touch with the common people. It's not about us. It's about them and about their big lobbyists and special interests and those type of things. I think that if we got rid of lobbyists and special interests and set term limits, I think that might really help. It won't solve it, but it'll at least help. Also, lifetime health care and benefits and pension. No, you guys got money. You're
Get a
good.
job.
Get a job. So that's frustrating as well. You know what else is frustrating, guys? Have you heard the story about the guy that lost $300 million access to that from his Bitcoin account?
300 million?
$300 million.
That's not even real money. That's like just fake numbers.
So I think back, right when Bitcoin first opened, he bought 7,006 shares, or he got 7,006 shares, like way back when it first started. And it dropped sharply. It went down to like 50 cents. And then it like shot up. Well, now we're starting to hear it again in the media. Well, it got up to 20,000. It dropped again. That's when I bought it. And then now it shot up to $40,000. So the guy's like, oh, crap. I've got over $300 million worth of Bitcoin. Let me get that out and cash out because I'm now a millionaire, multi-millionaire. Like, he's got jack. So evidently it's on this like little hard drive, and maybe you guys can help. You're more techie than I am, but it's like on a little hard drive, and he's got 10 attempts to put in this password. Evidently the password is just 24 randomized words. So it could be like door, bookshelf, tree, so it's all randomized. So he wrote them all down, put on a piece of paper, put them up, didn't think anything about it. Now $330 million. He's tried 8 times and he's only got 2 attempts left. And then what happens is the whole thing just shuts out. It locks him out. He's never going to be able to touch that money again.
He never had that money to begin with, so.
But to know, like, you could have $330 million.
That's nuts. That's insane.
Yo.
Can I give some free advice as a IT consultant?
Absolutely.
Use a password manager. Like everybody should use a password manager.
I know exactly. I mean, they're free. They're not that hard to use, and
they secure everything.
Yeah,
better.
And then you don't have to worry about forgetting passwords. I'll just say there's somebody in my life who I have this discussion with constantly when they forget their passwords, and it's like, if you use that password manager, you'd be good. But
when there's data breaches or Facebook gets hacked and you're using the same password on every site you ever been to,
so you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. So I'm pretty sure I could get into all the big and stuff right now, probably. But
absolutely. Because it's the same password. Yeah. At least all the SFP stuff. So,
ooh, and the password is.
Get that again.
No, but so Google knows my passwords and stuff. Is that okay to use?
What do you mean?
They'll say like, do you want me to save your password like when I log into stuff,
browser and stuff?
Right.
That's not the best solution.
It's not. Yeah.
What these password managers do, and we're getting way off. vision here. Basically, it encrypts your passwords using your like I use LastPass. I'll endorse them. I've been using them for probably as long as they've existed, probably 10 years at least right now. And when you put in your password to get in there, that's how the vault's unencrypted. So it's stored safely everywhere. It's a step above Google Chrome. That's basically local. It's in the cloud. Yeah, I don't. It's a password, but it's not. I don't like those as much as I would. You get more security out of a extension.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. So it's something you like subscribe to, and
you don't have to. They're free. You can get it.
Yeah,
basic.
I use KeyPass, and it's like what Brian said, same thing.
You can pay for them to get like sharing features, like if you have banking information, we'll share with your spouse.
Oh, gotcha.
Another great thing, if you pass away, you can set a access. So like my wife has, if she tries to get into my account, I have 3 days to deny that. If I don't deny her request within 3 days, she's listed in there. If I don't, then she gets access. So if I get hit by a bus, and she can request access to my vault, basically, that has all kinds of information in it. Unless I say, no, I'm still alive, you can't have that,
Oh, gotcha. So it'll like send you an email like, hey, she's requesting it. If you don't respond to that email. I haven't tried it yet,
but that's basically, it would send me an email of some kind. So unless she does it when I'm like hiking in the woods somewhere and just tries to,
smart.
She's my wife, she can see what she wants anyway, but I get to the credentials for things or some passwords I got stuck for, like the hidden Bitcoin account, that sort of thing.
I thought for sure Bitcoin was gonna it wasn't gonna make it after. If COVID wasn't gonna bring out Bitcoin, then nothing will. So it was probably, I don't know, like 2 months ago. I was like, when I really started getting into stocks, it's like I'm just gonna dump this Bitcoin and then go buy stocks. Dumb.
I heard Coles Cash was the new Bitcoin.
Coles Cash.
Yeah, it's really taking off.
That's funny. All right, so let's go to some wacky news brought to you by Watchman Cigars. If you need a quality cigar at a reasonable price, check out our friends at Watchman Cigars.
All right, so if you guys have any headlines you'd like for us to read or wacky news, please go ahead and share those over at headlines@sfpradio.com. Maybe we'll talk about it on the show. So I've got some, this felt like it was right on brand for our show. So apparently there was a McDonald's in New Jersey that was releasing some new chicken sandwiches.
No, buddy.
Yeah, right. And apparently some like roosters started terrorizing this McDonald's like the day they released all these chicken sandwiches.
Wait, actual roosters?
Real. So I'm going to just read this out. So some angry chickens were arrested, however you do that, at a McDonald's after the restaurant complained they were wreaking havoc and harassing customers. It happened it was coincidentally a day after news broke that the popular food chain was launching 3 new chicken sandwiches. So I don't even know about these chicken sandwiches. So, they sent in the animal control officer, and there's a bunch of puns in this article I'm not going to waste your time with.
Sure. That's excellent.
There were 2 suspect chickens harassing and chasing customers, pecking car tires. They were mad. They can't tell, so they cannot confirm if they were targeting specific customers, say customers like walking out with a bag of chicken nuggets or something.
Right.
There was no, they could confirm that, but basically they had to, they said they arrested 2 chickens, which is,
how does that even?
Do they get a trial? Is there a conviction?
If they're convicted, do they like become the chicken sandwiches?
Right. That's your prize. Yeah. To be part of the new chicken sandwich. But they found the owners anyway. There's the puns. This might be worth reading. So check show notes. There's flying the coop, foul suspects. Anyway, it's just like it's ironic. I think is the funny thing here is
sure. It's the chickens.
Yeah, just right after.
Can we talk about just how obsessed all of a sudden we are about chicken sandwiches? as a country? Like, why?
It's evolution, I guess, because it was hamburger forever, right? Or cheeseburger, maybe, or is it just a chicken sandwich? Maybe there hasn't been that many good chicken sandwiches until now.
Hmm.
Is that what it is? Or they're getting better? There's it's a chicken sandwich renaissance.
Hmm.
Like
What do
you
you
had
think?
those burger joints that got fancy burgers. Because remember, like 20 years ago, a cheeseburger was a cheeseburger.
Hmm.
But now you're putting like quail eggs and
Big Daddies? Is that like what you're
yeah,
thinking of? Like those? Yeah.
there's all kinds of gourmet $15 hamburger shops. That's where the chicken
Hmm.
sandwich is going.
So are there going to be like, Big Daddy chicken? Are they
Well, they
like
already have
going
a
to pop up?
chicken burger at Big Daddy's, which I
But it's
don't get
it's
me
not
started.
made of.
It's not ground meat. It's a chicken sandwich. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Everything there's a burger. So it's Bad Daddy's. No, actually, they make sure the right name. They changed their name a few years ago, but it's a chicken breast. It's a chicken sandwich.
Okay.
That's what it is. But they call it a burger because that's their thing. Yes.
Okay.
Moving on. So,
Moving on.
we talked about the Capitol riots
Mhm.
briefly there, and I kind of discovered the reason that the quote unquote insurrection failed.
Okay.
Press release this week from Chuck Norris's manager says he was not present.
Oh yeah.
At the U.S.
Of course.
Apparently, a photo of a man that looked like Chuck Norris was circulating. So some were assuming that Chuck Norris was there. The press release says Chuck remains on his ranch in Texas where he has been with his family. He acknowledged that the man photographed looked somewhat like Norris, but Chuck is much more handsome. Yeah. So that's the whole reason, we know why if they got the real Chuck Norris there, it'd be a different story right now.
Right now, he would be. What do you think Chuck Norris is doing right now?
Oh gosh.
I feel like he's probably in Wyoming and
Texas, according to his publicist.
Okay, or Texas.
It was whatever day was it, the 12th.
He's either A, recreating scenes from the glorious Walker, Texas Ranger. Or like I imagine he's just in jeans, bare chested, and like wanting to wrestle a bear. He covers himself in honey and decides he's gonna wrestle a bear.
Isn't he married to Christy Brinkley?
That's why he's trying to wrestle the bear.
I didn't know that.
He is, right? He's married to her.
Is he really? You have him on the show. I'd be bored, right?
Let me check because I don't want to give false facts out.
And she's doing that like America's Got Talent now, right? Christy, is that right?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Sounds like I don't get those channels.
Understand that. Yeah, so that's what I picture Chuck Norris doing right now.
All right. So from our neighbors to the north, I have a little article here in Canada, in case you didn't know what that means.
The America's Top Hat.
Yes, America's Top Hat. So a couple in Quebec was fined $3,000. I don't know if I want to give the punchline away just yet.
Okay.
They were fined $3,000. So
okay,
Quebec.
Why were they fined $3,000?
So they're under some pretty strict restrictions as well. They have a curfew, but apparently dog walkers are essential workers. So you can be out after certain hours.
Okay.
If you're walking your dog.
Okay. And the curfew is because of COVID.
Yes. I'm assuming it's not just like a police state in Quebec.
Just a regular.
Probably COVID related.
Maybe it's just too cold.
But maybe it's just cold. Yeah. I forget which side of the Canada that's on. But essentially to try to circumvent the restrictions, the wife put her husband on a leash and was walking him like a dog outside.
What?
Yeah. So they were both fined $1,500. It says dollars. I think it's dollars.
Gravy.
That's probably even more money, I imagine. So apparently, a husband does not qualify as a dog, which is good news to husbands everywhere. There's got to be some court precedents being set right there.
Well, I'm going to
It
take
is an
notes
8
right there
p.m.
and let the
8
wife
p.m.
know.
curfew, which is, I mean, that's, you want to see some rioting, tell Americans they can't leave their house after 8.
Oh, absolutely. By gosh, I got to go get my Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm going. I don't care.
That's right.
Did they say where they were going or why they needed to break curfew?
Wanted to go for a walk, I guess, and they were trying to, it doesn't say anything about role playing or any kind of fetishes or anything. I don't know why the reason. It's a pretty short article. It just says they were caught. I mean, how
just
was
because.
Yeah. He
Now
was literally like a dog.
He what now?
He was like I think he was on his force, like all his hands and knees.
That's the next question. So he's on all four. They're into that stuff.
I mean, yeah,
they're into that stuff. If he's walking on all fours, then yeah.
It must be.
If it was just to get out of curfew,
that would be painful.
Absolutely. I'm too old for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you remember, like, maybe I saw it on TV. I don't know if you guys did, but when the curfew started in China, like they would like hire these kids to kind of dress up as ghosts.
Oh yeah.
And then they would like wait around. They'd position them all over the city. And then when people would start coming around, they would go out and scare them.
Yeah.
And then it would like make them run home.
I think I saw when I was doing the headlines podcast, I think I came across that at one point. I may have talked about it. I don't remember.
That's pretty genius.
Right? Yeah. I think it was effective too.
Yeah. Because I mean, China right now, they're back up and running, right? They're just kind of doing their willy-nilly. I remember Wuhan, like there was a dance club that was going on, and everybody was just like, "Well, we're back to normal."
They're recovering, and that's so we're still a year out, I guess. Then, okay, great.
Good news. All right, breaking news from Magic Man.
Yeah, I'd like to do a fact check. Going back to our Chuck Norris conversation, he's actually not with Christy Brinkley. I don't know where I saw that, but anyways, I did check. I am looking at Wikipedia. And
I mean, that's where all great journalists start.
Exactly. But it says that he is married to. Where did it go? It's married to somebody else. Sorry, y'all. I had it right here and I looked up and I lost my space. Gina O'Kelly since 1998. But here's an interesting fact. He is 80 years old.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, he's 80 years old. He was born in 1940.
80?
Chuck Norris is 80 years old.
Can I tell you another thing that frustrates me? Is when I see old people that are like running like crazy. And I'm like, dude, you're like 100 and running. And I'm barely making it down the block. What's wrong? What's wrong with this? It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's the wacky news. Unless you got something else.
I do not have any wacky news. Other than, do you know a man forgot his password to Bitcoin and lost $330 million? What would you do with $330 million?
$330 million. Is that tax free? I guess you earn. I mean, what's the income tax? You have to like.
I mean, you have to pay capital gains on that. 30% off the top.
Yeah, that's a daydream thing. Go play the Mega Millions at like some ridiculous right now. Anyway, I don't know. I'd podcast all the time.
You know what I'd do? I'd buy me a nice chicken sandwich.
Yeah, try them all in every city in America.
Absolutely.
And Canada.
All right, so can I be real with you all a second?
Bring it on. Come on.
Speaking of things that you buy and you're like, why did I do that? So while COVID was going on, there's the whole toilet paper shortage and things, it's hard to find toilet paper. It's like, I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to walk around with a dirty booty. So I decided I'm going to buy a bidet and a bidet attachment.
You were pretty proud of that, if I remember correctly.
And well, I never told anybody the update on the show. So I bought it's the clear rear. I bought it off of Amazon, and I was like, this will, it'll get stuff done if we don't have toilet paper. Because it was like I was trying to hoard it, but it was tough. So I installed it, and I put it in. Well, I put the bidet on the toilet. Got it ready, and used it. Y'all, my life is forever changed.
Do you feel validated?
I love it.
All right.
Okay.
It is the greatest thing. I'm never going back to non-bidet. Even when we travel, I'm like, I miss the bidet. I wish I had the bidet. My wife was very skeptical. She said, no way, Jose. So I don't know who Jose is, but she said that. But it took her about a month. And then she's like, all right, show me how to use this thing. Because guess what? We were running low on toilet paper. And I had to give her a step-by-step instruction on what we needed to do. She went through it.
Please tell me. Please tell me you didn't hold her hand while you were while she was trying it the first time.
Good call. No, I did not. I wasn't even in the room. I needed to give her privacy because some things, let me just say, on the bidet, some things you just need to relax. You just need to just be calm. You don't need to have everything tightened up. So she came out and said, that wasn't bad. A lot better than I was anticipating. And now she has said, why don't we get one for the downstairs bathroom?
All right.
So I got one for the downstairs bathroom. Let me also say this is the downstairs water pressure is much more powerful than the upstairs.
Actually, Rodney on the chat says, watch the pressure.
Absolutely.
Unless you use the high pressure switch.
Yeah. So, y'all, the downstairs got much better water pressure, and even so much I had to dial back.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, do you want water pressure in this? I have so many questions. I'm not sure if I can ask right now.
You can ask them. The thing is like if you just want a nice, gentle, brush, whatever, fine, go upstairs. But if you got some work to do, you can go downstairs and that'll clean you out, my friend.
You got to like pack up shop and go downstairs to get the
yeah, but you're already clean upstairs anyway. So if you have just like, some other stuff you got to get, but I do warn all of our guests that if you come over and you do decide to use it, it goes by clicks. So it's like, have different water pressure levels. So it starts off at 1 and then goes to 5. Let me tell you, you don't want to go past 1. 1 is all you need. If you go to 2, I'm not responsible for anything that happens. I, in fact, make sure that you sign a waiver if you decide to go to 2, because I am not responsible. So, but it's a life changer, guys. It's a game changer.
How's your water bill?
The same.
You're not just sitting in there like hosing it down all the time, right?
No, I'm not taking a shower in it. It does have. I will say it has the poop version, and then it has the girl version. The girl version goes a little bit at a different angle than the boy poop version, so it kind of does a little thing. Just in case if you're feeling fancy, sometimes I kick it over the girls and just clean other things off.
The look on Brian's face is priceless.
And this is why you watch the live feed, not just listen to the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Our guest isn't here yet. So that's,
Yeah, I've been stalling for the past
Hey,
20 minutes.
I had a friend of mine one time went to a party, and this is years ago, probably about 20 years ago, I guess. He said, and I knew him 15 years ago, and he said he went to a party and, you know, got to feeling pretty good and had to go use the restroom, went into their bathroom, and it was in a fairly fancy high-end house. And let's just say he relieved himself out of the backside, and then, but he realized it wasn't the toilet after he did it. He pooped in their bidet.
Oh,
a fancy one.
The fancy, the kind, yeah, because you have the toilet bowl, and then you've got the all-in-one. These people had the toilet bowl, and then you had the bidet next to it.
Was it Crocodile Dundee 2, I believe?
Yeah.
I don't understand the need for the second, because you have to get up and move to the second, right?
I guess that's how they did it back in the day. Now they've, technology has, bidet technology has improved.
Technology is truly amazing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, it was an easy install. Like, it just comes with a little T, and then this little line here, it goes out to the bidet. This one just goes up to the tank. Easy peasy, you're ready to roll. Maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research and I just need a picture, visual how this apparatus works, because it's not.
You can come over to the house.
They actually
look at it all you want.
They actually have one that you can tee off of the hot water in the sink.
Oh yeah.
And that way you can get a warm wash.
That'd be great, right? I mean,
and some that are like electrified, where it can send a nice gentle. Basically, you've got a hair dryer on the back of it that will
give you a breeze,
warm you up, and dry you off. You don't have to do nothing. So, but those things are like $400 to $700. Like, I would love to get that. That would be like fantastic. But those things are expensive.
Yeah.
You gotta have them professionally installed and all that stuff. Yikes.
Well, you can get a hair dryer for $30.
Maybe I just need to use a hair dryer.
All right, just flip that sucker on. And...
Hey, this is Southern Fried Philosophy. We could redneck something up, no problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you guys remember the picture I posted when you first started talking about the bidet in our messaging. Was the garden hose?
Mm-hmm.
It's the redneck.
I'm telling you guys, it's a life changer. It's a game changer, a life changer. I mean, just a few squirts and you're ready to roll. It has cut down my toilet time at least by half, if not more.
Wow.
So, anyway.
Wow. Today's broadcast is brought to you by
Free Lunch Coffee. Well, guys, it looks like that our guest has not called in for this episode. So I don't know what we want to do, gentlemen.
Let's talk with the Facebook folks for a little bit, see what happens. I'll do some editing. This probably won't make it to the proper show, but we'll see. We'll talk about that afterwards. But this next little piece might just be some. We can just have a little discussion with her. Whoever's on the Facebook wants to talk to us or ask any questions, or
yeah. So far, it looks like the only person who's commented is Rodney. That's
Rodney is all about. Oh, he's not a fan of the whole mask thing.
No.
Well, who's a fan of it?
I mean, he thinks that I'm preaching, which is fine. That's totally okay. But here's the deal. It impacts my life. It impacts Jess's life, and it just makes things really difficult. So, because some people aren't playing by the rules, that I don't, again, even if it's 50%, effective, that's at least half, so I'm not, and let me also be clear, like, my daycare didn't do anything wrong. Like, I want to be very clear on that piece. They didn't do anything wrong. Like, they followed all the protocols. They've been doing great. I appreciate them doing a great job. But I know that and the rule is, when you pick up your kid, you got to have your mask on. And I know, and I've seen people just, start to get out of their car and walk up and ho hum, and then realize, oh, everybody's got their mask on, and then got to go back. And if they're doing it there where they have to, then they're not doing it at other places. So it made this week has been extremely hard on us to try to handle both of those things. So it's been tough.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, not to, I don't want to downplay you just happen to have a kid at home, but there's people in other situations that
Absolutely.
they're like business shuts down for a week.
Yeah.
Like they're not getting paid, employees aren't getting paid. There are other, I mean, there's more than, yeah, you're not being productive for a week, but you're not having to take time off, hopefully.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Some people have lost their jobs because of it because you guys won't put your mask on and
yeah,
chill.
little things like that. And, and to be, to play to everybody a little bit here, there's a small percentage of people that have a legitimate medical reason not to wear the mask. They're out there,
Absolutely.
and
Mhm.
we don't know who they are, and it's fine. So there's, reserve a little judgment maybe when you're out there, because there's a handful. I know at least one person who had a very bad, like, has medical reasons for not wearing it.
Right. Yeah.
That's between you and your doctor.
But I know not all of you are.
It's not.
And
I think it's a very small percentage of people in that
and
situation.
I don't understand why you just wear the loop on your ear and then just walk around. Like what is the point of that, sir? Like
Or
putting
have
it
it
on your
down.
ear?
Yeah, and it's not
Yeah, or
covering.
have it all the way down and look at me.
Yeah. Hey, Donna asked the question. She says the free lunch coffee people are they
Mhm.
local and local to Concord?
They are not local to Concord. It is we'll figure out where they're from when he comes on the show, but they are not local. So I wish they were. It's a really cool coffee company. I ordered some. I used promo code Southern Fried. I got some. It's in a vacuum sealed bag. So I can't wait to try it. I'm going to open it up next week. Full disclosure, like I get Buzzbox coffee sent to my house every month, so it'll be really interesting to compare the subscriptions on the coffee. Is it which one do I like better? So
Yeah, I'm actually interested in trying that out, because I'm not saying I'm a coffee snob. I'm a snob about a lot of things.
you are a coffee
Uh,
snob.
it's but I'm not that guy that has the I get my coffee from Harris Teeter, so buy two get three free.
Ooh,
I get the whole
okay.
beans. I do grind them myself, and I do have multiple different ways to make coffee in this house. But I'm not buying the super expensive, just mostly for monetary reasons. I used to get my coffee beans shipped directly from Costa Rica, but
Oh my gosh!
then I had kids, so it's
Wow.
whatever. I've
Producer Brian would fly down to Costa Rica, pick his own coffee beans, roast them himself over an open fire, and then fly back with the beans.
Hey, didn't Carol Baskin's missing
Where's this
husband go
going?
down to Costa Rica and disappear?
He's probably making those dang beans.
He probably watch out there,
they have
producer
those,
Brian.
which there's some like super rare coffee bean that apparently bats eat and poop out or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There must be a blend that Carol Baskin's husband is pooping out, and that's being washed and put in the coffee or something, right?
I
That's
think Carol
yeah.
Baskin's husband was put in the coffee. Netflix came out and said that was their number one most rated show of all 2020.
I could see why.
Yeah.
It's like a train wreck. Can't help but watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Let's see. Leanne Whitney says, "Hope y'all are having a wonderful night. We are, Leanne, and hope you are
Hey,
too." Um,
absolutely.
yeah, and that's everybody who's chatted with us so far, as far as the people
All
who are on
right.
here. There's a lot more on there, but some of it,
Right. My
yeah.
dad is watching. So, hey, Dad. Hey, Dad, look, I got the banner up. See? I was asking you how I should do it.
He said
And then
Tiger ate that dude.
I was asking my dad, like, how I should do it. And then I was like, oh, wait, we have this stuff called pipe and drape from the church. But now my whole office is a mess. So,
You have to put it back for tomorrow, right? Or is that like
no, I
you
don't
just
have any.
advertise on your conference calls, right? You're just like,
Right.
Don't mind this back here.
Right. Yeah. Just, listen to the show.
Like
Right.
and subscribe, guys. Yeah.
Right there. Like and subscribe that.
All your coworkers.
Yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen.
Have we heard from our?
Nope. We have not heard from our guest.
Okay. Let me. So have you guys seen? And this might actually make it in the Zillow Gone Wild Instagram account.
Oh
No.
It brings me so much joy. I
pull this up. I've been wanting to bring this up in the moment. It just hasn't fit into the show yet, but
so
hey, we can just use this show to get all the stuff we normally can't fit in.
I don't even know. Like, I guess it's a take on Girls Gone Wild, maybe. I don't know where the Gone Wild thing is.
I think it's just they're just farming crazy property from Zillow. I mean, it could be. It's catchy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I sent them a message. I sent them to see if they want to come. They're probably too big for their britches now because everyone's talking about them. But I tried to, and we haven't recorded in 4 months. That probably didn't help our chances.
Absolutely.
But the houses on here are like, it looks great.
Can you break it down? So they'll post a picture of a house for sale, and then they'll have a really funny caption underneath it. And then you scroll through some of these pictures, and everything looks either it starts off beautiful, and then there's a hard right turn, and you're like, well, where did that come from? Or like the first one's pretty, and then the rest of them are just clusters.
Yeah, I'm trying to find an example. The ones that I've seen were like, oh, this is a nice looking house.
Right.
And there's like a jail in the basement, like a legit. Like if you've been to Southern Grace Distillery, it looks like that in their basement.
Yeah,
like
it's awful looking.
Not even Shawshank Redemption nice. Like, what the heck's going on here? And then there's some stuff. It's like, this is a ridiculous mansion. There was some place that had like some chains and leather in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then, like there was one recently. Basically, they had like a ghost in every picture. Did you see that one? Like there's a guy in a sheet, like in the corner of every picture, in some kind of different pose.
I'm gonna have to look for this. This sounds interesting.
All right, can you bring up any of the examples?
Oh gosh, I don't have the stuff.
Okay.
Turn my.
Anyway, so
well, I can do some screen sharing here. Let me find an example. We're just up here anyway. What is? Oh, good Lord, what is this?
But what I love are the comments. The comments just make it even better.
Let me find one that my wife sent.
Hey, have you ever seen the comments on Amazon for Haribo sugar-free gummy bears?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't remember if we talked about that on the show or not, but yeah.
I love Haribo gummy bears.
Yeah, we did.
Sugar-free though.
We did a bit. It was Amazon reviewed reviews, and we reviewed other people reviewing Amazon things, and one of those was that, and then the like Howl at the Moon shirts. The two wolves howling at the moon.
Oh yeah, the 3 Wolf Moon.
Yeah, that's got some great ones too. Probably all involving Chuck Norris.
Yeah. Hey, while producer Brian is looking that up, I don't know if we remember. I have that story about we were talking about that one time when Mojo had some bowel control issues on an airplane. And I got a story I can share.
Well,
it didn't happen to me
first.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say if we don't want to,
that's right there.
I just got to remember how to share a screen again. Push that button.
This is our high-tech producer. Right
this up. That's usually I preload.
No, I understand.
See, fortunately, you can edit what I just set out too.
I was hoping for an easy week, but
here we go. Here we go. I see something.
Screen's happening.
Okay. All right. Here we go. This is perfect. I love this. Yeah, all right. So we got a nice little house. This looks great.
I would totally go for this house.
Absolutely.
It's a very nice looking house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Billiard table.
Wow.
Nice dining room.
Yeah. Nice. Columns. Nice fireplace.
Remember that rug is going to come into play later.
Okay.
This looks great, right? The kitchen. Oh gosh, look at that
Oh,
kitchen.
wow.
Wine cooler there.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Patio, black cat.
Oh yeah.
Master bedroom, some more bear skins going on here.
Cathedral ceilings. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Whoa, wait.
What?
What? What do we have here?
Hey, buddy. Whoa, what? We got
Is that
close-ups.
swing set, guys? What would you say that is?
Ooh,
Indoor playground.
good gravy.
There's some.
Still going with that bearskin theme, hey?
I wonder if those lights can change colors. Like if they're those LED lights, you can change the colors with.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
Oh goodness. Okay. There's another one. Let me find
And
it.
look, and Dana said, "I wonder if it has heated floors."
Oh,
That's the thing.
And then someone says this house is gorgeous.
it's gorgeous. Every bit of it, right? Okay.
You think Kirsten is now getting hit up a lot? Oh, you think the house is gorgeous, eh? I mean, the house is great. Just the stuff in it. You think that's dead? That's like cemented in?
There's a nice kitchen. This is like a farmhouse situation, right? Like a legit farmhouse.
This one?
Yeah.
I think your screen is frozen.
Oh, yeah, see it? Oh, you're
still on the sex dungeon.
Oh, well, let me fix that then.
I was gonna say we're still seeing the indoor swing set.
Hold on. I don't want to give away the punchline. Let me back up.
All right, yeah, back it up.
Back it up. Okay, here we go. Share. There we go. All right. Can you see the White House now?
It just says producer Brian has started screen sharing.
How about now? It says I'm sharing it.
Still says has started the screen sharing.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
You're doing great.
I love Zoom. Last try. And we're quitting. I guess I have to hit the button, right? Okay. Now, can you see it?
Started screen sharing.
It started. Maybe it just needs a minute because we've got plenty of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything?
No.
All right. Well, you guys, you get the point. Hopefully.
Anyway, so go to Zillow Gone Wild on the Instagrams.
There's one that had like a disaster shelter, like for food prep in the basement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was like a governor or like some senator or congressman or something.
Oh wow.
Like,
do they know something we don't?
Very recently, yeah. Basically, they're like, I've seen the numbers. This isn't going to end well.
What are you doing, Ryan?
I smashed my fingers into my desk and it hurts.
Sure, you did.
Oh, I didn't see what just happened there. It was
it was what we were doing. It was you had to shake weight earlier. You had to shake weight again. All right, gentlemen. I guess we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Sorry for the. Do what? I'm sorry.
It's gonna be the shortest recording ever.
I mean, that's what happens. All right, guys. We are going to wrap up. Our guest this week was not able to dial in, so we apologize for that. So this is the short episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. Next week, gentlemen, I have got a life-changing experience that we might share. I may have to hold off on that one. We'll see. And then Singh from Free Lunch Coffee will be our guest. Again, use promo code Southern Fried at www.freelunchcoffee.com. Every bag that you buy gives a kid gives 10 meals to children. So please support these guys. We would appreciate it. Again, use promo code Southern Fried at freelunchcoffee.com. Can't wait to see you next week. And as always, keep looking up.
You're listening to the SFP